Hello, everyone. I want to first thank you for your support of the book Reciprocity, for those who have supported. And for those of you who have not, for the price of a pack of cigarettes and 2 drinks, you can purchase the book Reciprocity. If your relationship, there's no relationship that's perfect. I don't know why people think I have a perfect relationship, because I certainly don't. But what I do is that I work on my relationship. And she works on her, I work on me. And we've managed to get to 13 years, and to the point where I would have no regrets in terms of doing it all over again. But my daughter asked me the other day, at what age should one consider settling down? And I told her that there's no specific age. And I said that back in the 50s and 60s and 70s that people got married at a relatively young age. But that was primarily because of the fact that the relationship criteria were different. And so now, for the first time in history, women are now on the same parallel as men as far as education and income. And it has kind of caused disruption domestically. And so many women are starting to put careers ahead of family, and they're starting to work on families a little bit down the road. But I told her more specifically, if you look at it from a physiological perspective and a psychological perspective, is that the frontal cortex, which is the front part of your brain, is not fully developed until the age of 25. And the interesting thing about this frontal cortex is that it is responsible for decision making. So, and then I followed that up with the fact that you have to understand that maturity is not determined by one's chronological achievements, but rather one's decision making. Because you have a lot of 50-year-old dummies, sperm donors out there that could care nothing but getting sexual satisfaction. But I want to get off track here. And the last thing I told her is that if you consider to get married and the right man came along and he proposed to you, I would really consider, and I know this I may get some pushback from those who may feel that it may be a little bit go against their values, especially religiously. But this is one man's opinion, and I really don't care. Because this is one man's opinion. I would really consider living with someone for 3 to 6 months before I decide to actually get married. And the reason for that is because when you are dating someone, you don't get a chance to see the different cycles of energy and how they respond to adversity. You could be dating someone, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, because I understand that it can be managed with medication. However, there is no cure. I need to know, I have to be able to make that decision before I decide to spend $30,000 on a wedding and 120 guests. I need to know now as to whether or not I am dating someone who suffers from borderline personality disorder or bipolar disorder. Now, they're very similar, but they're also very different. One is more extreme than the other. Do your research. Those are the 3 things that I told her, and hopefully she makes that right decision. But again, I would not make that decision unless I live together for 3 to 6 months, so that I can experience all of those emotional cycles. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know people who have got married, and 2 months into the marriage, they say, I didn't know he was that damn crazy. Or he may say that I didn't know she was that damn crazy. Had you lived together, it's possible that you may have discovered that early on. I want to thank you for tuning into this week's video. Website is author.edwardcunningham.com. Go to amazon.com, just type in Reciprocity, the book comes up. It makes no sense to me how you can be struggling in your relationship and you don't look at any other way besides what you're doing. Because if what you were doing or are doing worked, then your relationship would be more optimized. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.